What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of WWE content. Now, this is not normal for me. Now, I usually do my typical Monday Night Raw recap or my Friday Night SmackDown recap of what happened last night. But like I said in my last podcast, I'm not watching SmackDown for another couple weeks because it's just really boring and everything that's been going on. And it's like, seriously, what happened to SmackDown? It's like, what happened to the Rules of Aggression era of SmackDown when it was the Guerreros? And John Cena with Dr. Thugonomics and Batista coming in, the Hardy Boys who dominate the tag team division. Like, what happened to that SmackDown? Like, right now, it's just boring, it's dull, and ever since with newcomers coming in, it's been a total crap fest. And not to mention with all these freaking releases happening, it's like you're literally letting go half of the roster of SmackDown. If you think about it, half of the roster who got let go was on SmackDown. Like, come on, people think better, think better. But honestly, I'm not here to talk about SmackDown because you already know the deets. But I want to talk about AAA. For all my AAA fans out there, tonight we will see Mini Vinkingo versus Vinkingo. Then, of course, we have the famous contract signing between the two Grande Americanos, the Grande Americano and the original Grande Americano, who will fight at Noches de los Grandes in their mask versus mask match. Now, in luchador tradition, that states whoever loses has to lose their mask. They have to be demasked in front of the entire world to see who they really are and what their faces really are behind the mask. I know that match is going to be so intense. For all the AAA fans out there, that's like a traditional match where you see a person behind the mask, which you would never see in a million years. Now, for all you WCW fans out there, you might have remembered back in the 90s when Rey Mysterio was in WCW, he lost a match, and the stake was if he lost his match, he had to lose his mask. That happened, and for a brief period, he was known as Rey Mysterio Jr., but without the mask. He was known as, the typical gangster. He hanged out with Conan, some of the guys, but that was in the late 90s. But by early 2002, he made his debut on SmackDown in WWE with, of course, the original mask, but he had to get permission from, of course, the OG luchadors to get permission to put the mask back on after demasking in WCW in 1990. I want to say it was 97. No. It was 98 or 99 when that happened. But all in all, it was all good. So, for AAA, I gotta say, they've been doing a great job thus far. I mean, with all these crazy matches, and then you got WWE coming in, and then NXT coming in, and then you got people from Japan. I mean, it's just freaking incredible. You got the OGs of AAA, then you got the newcomers coming in, and then we have, of course, the generational superstars of Dominic Mysterio, who was still the AAA Mega Champion. I mean, now we all know that he has to face a Grande Americano at, I think, at a PLE. Which one? I'm not sure. Maybe Triple Mania, maybe the one after Noche de los Grandes, but we know for sure that Grande versus Don Mysterio for the Triple Mega Championship is still happening. But what will happen if he loses his mask at Noche de los Grandes against the original Grande Americano? Is it gonna be Dominic versus some random dude who just won, or are we gonna see the original one lose his mask at the PLE? Either way, it's gonna be very, very intense. Now, speaking of intense, I mean, so far these guys who have been champions for a while, I mean, they are not stopping. And then you got Ray Phoenix coming back, and he's trying to take a championship because he wants to be like his brother Penta, and he wants to be a champion in the business. And then you got Penta, he's now working in two companies like how Dom Mysterio is doing with AAA and WWE. I mean, it's just really crazy at this point. But all in all, it's still pretty awesome to see. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think I've become more of a AAA fan and a Monday Night Raw fan besides SmackDown because, like I said, SmackDown's been boring, but Monday Night Raw and AAA have been pulling out all the stops with the crazy matches, the crazy storylines, and the best part about AAA is that they get straight to the fighting. Like there's no 20-minute, like there's no 20-minute backstage segment or a 10-minute promo in the ring. No, it's literally straight to the fight, straight to the business, and that's it. Like there's no aftermath of it. Unless of course the aftermath is after the match, the main event of course, where a fight breaks out and everything goes crazy, but that's the beauty of it. I remember watching one of the AAA live events where, it was a typical matches between Octagon Jr. and Vikingo and one of the guys. Next thing you know, we see the two Grand Americanos beating the hell out of each other. I mean, it was freaking incredible. Like they were fighting in the stands, they were fighting outside they were fighting like on top of the thing, they were fighting on the ramp of the entrance to the ring, outside the ring. Like it was like pure freaking mayhem. To me, it was like rewatching an old Raw video from like the Attitude Era, where it was like a vendetta match, everybody's fighting everybody, and to me, it was like pure freaking chaos. So all in all, it's pretty amazing in my opinion. Now, with Vinkingo and Mini Vinkingo. Now, I don't know when this happened. I don't know what started this rivalry. I don't know how it happened. To me, I was still a newly fan of AAA with the wrestlers because of course Dominic and Rey Mysterio got involved and how Dominic fought Vinkingo at Worlds Collide for the AAA Mega Championship. So I was still a newly fan of what was going on in the business. But then once I got involved with them more and more, I started to see many signs of Mini Vinkingo and Vinkingo fighting one another, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, is he like the nephew? Is he like the son of somebody, but it's copying Vinkingo? Like, what the heck is going on with their freaking storyline? But all in all, their storyline has been freaking incredible. And what I loved more is that when it came to, of course, Dominic's match against Vikingo, where everybody remembers the stake was, if Dominic lost, he had to leave AAA forever. And I'm like, he can't. He cannot do this right now. He's doing great on WWE. He's doing great on AAA. He cannot lose on AAA. That's really bad for his career right now. Thankfully, and I didn't even know this was gonna happen. I thought somebody from the judgment was gonna come out and save him, or Liv Morgan was gonna come out and save him. But no, it was Mini Vinkingo coming out, and he made Dominic still retain the championship. I mean, it was amazing. But what I liked more is that he didn't come for Dominic; he wanted revenge on Vinkingo, which I thought was pretty hilarious in my opinion. It was pretty awesome. So now we might see the last fight between Mini Vikingo and Vikingo, or we could maybe just see another match happening, and the next thing you know, they're gonna fight at Noche de los Grandes, or they're probably gonna fight at Triple Mania, or they're probably gonna fight on a Monday Night Raw show. Either way, that their rivalry, I think, is far from over. So like I said, AAA has been doing amazing. Monday Night Raw has been doing really good thus far, with Obafemi in the business. Roman Reigns is now back. And I do feel like he's now becoming a full-time wrestler, even though he hasn't been fighting recently. He's still coming out every Monday night. He's still the champion. He's still talking down to business. He's going to fight his cousin at Backlash. I mean, what the heck is going on? So far, Monday Night Raw has been doing great storylines. And speaking of storylines, I don't know what's going to happen with the Judgment Day. I mean, it's just been a lot. With Dom and JD, they're trying to go after Finn. Finn's trying to get Roxanne out of the Judgment Day. Liv is trying to protect Roxanne. That bet she's still a champion. Raquel, like, she wants to be a champion, maybe a tag team or a singles division. But right now, it's just, again, has been pure beyond chaos. And speaking of chaos, with the women's division right now on Raw, oh my god, it's just been hectic as it is. With Liv Morgan as champion now, I mean, it's just crazy as it is. With Stephanie trying to get her rematch, that might not happen since she got her butt whooped up backstage against the Judgment Day girls, but that could be a good thing. So hear me out. Of course, Finn Balor still got beef with Dom. Liv has beef with Stephanie. How about instead they put it all out in the ring, but in a mixed gender tag team match? Stephanie Vaquer and Finn Balor versus Dominic and Liv. Now that would be a pretty cool match to start off Backlash. I mean, like, you got two people who honestly can't stand each other, but they have to team up together to take down the people who took them down in the first place. And then you got, the legendary couple in quotations of Dominic and Liv, who are definitely gonna get their butts whooped by Finn and Stephanie. I mean, if they're gonna bring back the demon again, you might as well bring it back at Backlash to fight Dominic. I mean, that would be again pretty freaking hilarious. So we have tonight Triple AAA, and then next week on Monday we will see Soruka debut on Monday Night Raw. But after what happened with her and Zarya, I don't know how she's gonna come back from that. I mean, the match on NXT was pretty cool. Zarya and Soruka, and now Zarya has made this promo video, but I don't know if she's gonna be on Monday Night Raw or if she's gonna be on Friday Night SmackDown. Either way, whichever branch she's gonna be on, people will fear her and they will regret being in her way when she gets to the main roster. Right now, people are already afraid of Obafemi, and Obafemi already took down two guys already. One, the beast himself, Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and then second, Grayson Waller. And now with the open challenge for Obafemi, and what's crazy is that it's not even for a title. It's not even for a number one contenders match for a title. It's just to see who can fight the best, the best. Obafemi is now at the top. He's now at the top of like the food chain when it comes to wrestlers fighting one another. Whoever fights Obafemi next week, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be hectic, and I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen coming up in the next few days of Backlash. And speaking of Backlash, already matches have been announced. We got um Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu for World Heavyweight Championship. We have Trick Williams and Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. We have Io Sky versus Kyrie no, sorry, not Kairi Sane, Asuka. And then another match we have is Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. Now, as for the Vision, I don't know what's going to happen with the Vision or Braun Breaker, or if Seth Rollins, beats Braun Breaker. How's that going to affect the Vision? How's that going to affect Seth Rollins? Like, what's really what will be the aftermath of what's going to happen after Backlash? Plus, Bronson Reed is still out. He's still out on injury. Yet he's not medically cleared yet. But if he is medically cleared and he's going to make an appearance at Backlash, will he team up with Seth Rollins, or will he go back to the Vision with Braun Breaker and the guys? Either way, we all know it's going to be hectic. Not to mention, the Vision is still out of the numbers game, because you got Logan Paul and Austin Theory fighting the Street Profits and the Usos. On top of that, Joe Hendry's now involved with the Vision story, but of course Joe Hendry's going to take them out easily one by one by one. So I'm not afraid about that. What I am afraid of is what's gonna happen with Bronson Reed if he comes back at Backlash. Is he gonna team up with Seth Rollins? Is he gonna team up with Braun Breaker? We don't know, but we'll find out sooner than we know. Speaking of wrestlers coming and going and whatever, I didn't have to watch SmackDown to see what happened last night. I already get a highlight, like I get an update on my phone, one of the YouTube highlights of Gunther fighting Cody Rhodes after he fought and beat the crap out of Ricky Saints. So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. You go to Raw, you become a champion, but then you lose at WrestleMania to Jey Uso. You try to gain it back, and you did, but then you lost at SummerSlam. You tried to gain it back again, but you kept losing. You retired AJ Styles for literally nothing. Then you go to Royal Rumble, you still lose. You qualify for Elimination Chamber, you still lose. And then you come back to fight Seth Rollins, which makes zero sense to me. And then Paul owes you a favor for saving his life from Seth Rollins. You go to WrestleMania, you fight Seth Rollins. He almost beat you, but then Braun Breaker got involved, so technically you were beating him by cheating. That doesn't count, actually, in my opinion. And after all this bullshit you went through, you go to SmackDown to fight Cody Rhodes for the title. Like, what? So all this talk about Randy Orton becoming a 50-time world champion, that's never going to happen. We're just going to see him at number 14. That's it. We're not going to see him beat John Cena's record. We're not going to see, when Randy beats his record, John Cena's gonna come in, shake his hand, and be like, "Congratulations!" Like that's all bullshit. That was all talk. Nothing serious. Like I'm sorry, I can't take Gunther seriously, man. He just sucks. He sucks in the mic. He sucks in the ring. The only thing he's good at in the ring is choking people out. That's literally the best thing he can do right now, and he sucks. He just sucks. But then what caught me by surprise is that after the video, I see comments on the video like, was this planned for Paul Heyman? Did Paul put him up to this? Was this the reason why Paul owed him a favor to get him on SmackDown to fight Cody for World Championship? Because if that's the case, if that was a favor, then you know what, Paul? You paid your debt to him. Now go off to Raw and handle business with a vision, okay? Gunther, that's been there, done that, that's done. But now you gotta handle the Vision's problems, and now Gunther's on SmackDown. Honestly, you know what? SmackDown, I say take Gunther because I can't stand him on Raw. I can't stand him in the ring. He freaking sucks. And every time I see him in the ring, I want to punch him in the face. I'm being serious. Like if I saw Gunther on Monday Night Raw in person, like I was there live in person, I would probably maybe straight up boo him out of the arena, and I don't care because again he sucks, and I just don't like him in general. I didn't like him before. I didn't like him now. I mean, he's just too much for me, and I can't deal with that. He's just too much, and he's full of himself, and he thinks he's the best of everybody. Dude, I've seen OGs become world champions better than you. I've seen the ruler take down Brock Lesnar, the wrestler that you couldn't even take down at WrestleMania one year. And what else? What else am I forgetting? What else am I forgetting? Oh yeah, I saw the best in the world become a world champion, and he was a fighting champion, a better champion than you ever were in your second title reign when you beat Jey Uso. Oh, 2 weeks after WrestleMania. You may think you're the best, and just because you retire 3 wrestlers, you're the best, dude. The Undertaker has retired more wrestlers than you. Hulk Hogan retired more wrestlers than you. Ric Flair, who wrestled in his 70s, was a better wrestler than you ever were in your career. So, Gunther, the next time you think or you try to go after Cody and the title and you think, oh, I beat AJ Styles, I beat John Cena, I beat Goldberg, I can easily take down Cody, just remember Crown Jewel, Saudi Arabia, champion versus champion to become the Crown Jewel champion. Who won that match? I know it wasn't you. So think twice before you step in the ring again with Cody Rhodes. Well, that's all I have for today, guys. Be sure to watch Triple AAA live on YouTube internationally. It's going to be a crazy show. And also, make sure to watch Monday Night Raw live on Netflix, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. It's going to be a crazy show. And I'm excited for his debut. So, who's ready for this? Have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you guys soon.